It's amended with auto type Baylor memorandum.
I move we adopt the agenda as amended.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Next is the minutes from the October 30th meeting.
Move to approve as presented. Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve the minutes from the October 30th meeting. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No business from the audience. Our injury property damage incidents, looks like we had a report only injury. We're working on a gate. Doug, was there just one person working alone, or were there?
There was several people
Okay, and the gate just came off, swung off the hinge.
trying to straighten out the hinge, and when he's loosening the hinge, I guess the piece of cloth wrapped around the post the speed was mounted to, slipped off in his hand, smacked into the barbed wires.
No medical treatment required. Thank you. All right, we can start into reports. Looks like Grant. Morning, Grant.
Morning, gentlemen. I do have one action item this morning. Pardon me. It's the utility service body for the replacement truck 403. We did get 4 bids, opened them on the 6th of November. They are below there. At this time, my recommendation is a motion to accept the bid from Drake Scruggs Equipment Incorporated for $19,743.
Does this include installation?
Yes.
Okay. And I can't remember, what did we pay for the truck?
$52,959.24. So it's about $12,700 over budget total.
Okay.
The truck came in quite a bit higher than I expected. And then the bed really, it's about $5,000 more than I kind of expected.
Probably need to realign our expectations at this point, because
Absolutely.
I don't think they're coming back now.
The timing should work out on this. I think we put in for the truck on the 30th of August, and it was 36 months. So, and this one is 4-month lead time, so they should hit pretty close to the appropriate time.
36 weeks,
36 months
3 to 6 months.
was the truck.
Yeah, I heard 36. It's like, well, that's 3 years.
You familiar with this vendor?
I'm not. I did kind of call and talk to the guy. That, you know, being located where they're in Illinois, I don't know a lot about them.
Yeah. I looked at their website. Looked like they've been around for a long time.
Yeah, they're fairly established company.
I make a motion to accept the bid from Drake Scruggs Equipment, Inc. for $19,743.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to accept the bid from Drake Scruggs Equipment Incorporated for $19,743. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you, gentlemen. Just a couple updates. We did find a couple hydrants during flushing that needed repairs. We have since completed those. And as of this morning, the water tower is approximately 7/8 full, so it should be good to go. We'll be back in service this afternoon. Other than that, that's all I have, unless the board has any questions.
A lot of main breaks.
A lot, and that's directly related to the tower being out of service.
You gonna try to recover some of that?
There's a possibility we can. Yeah. We do have kind of a final walkthrough. They're working on some checklist items that I had to clear up, some clean up things, and we'll address.
Anything else for Grant? Okay. Doug, good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. I do have an action item for you this morning. To replace the Benton Building HVAC units. This is a joint effort between electric production and electric distribution. The Benton Building has 2 two separate HVAC units, one for the electrician side, one for the production side. These units are very old, have had several maintenance calls on these units, so we'd like to get those replaced. Also, during the replacement, we'd like to have return air added in the production area to help that be a little more efficient. So with that, my recommendation is for a motion to request proposals to replace two HVAC units at the Benton building.
And then I just want to ask, do we have any more HVAC projects where we could group these?
I do have one for Unit 6. It's been on the back burner for a while.
Is it in this year's budget?
It is. Or maybe it was next year.
I think it's next year.
Okay.
Okay, all right. I just want to make sure if they're, if they're close together, we group them together.
I'd make a motion to request proposals to replace two HVAC units at the Benton building.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to request proposals to replace two HVAC units at the Benton building. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
How long have we owned the Benton building?
It's been quite a while, 20 years.
20 so, you think?
Oh, I'd say, around give or take, yeah, we've owned it, we owned it for 10 years probably before we moved staff.
Everybody into it.
Yeah, we've owned it 15, 20 years at least.
I'm just curious.
Thank you, gentlemen. I don't have anything else unless you have any questions for me.
Anything else for Doug? Thank you, Doug. Tony, good morning.
Morning. Did have the audit last week. Everything went well, but as expected, we did go over the $750,000 threshold for federal expenditures, which required an updated engagement letter. So I have a copy of it there. Nothing really changes in that other than just some wording, some additional work they have to do. It did go up $3,000, so which is pretty standard. So I just need a recommendation to authorize the board president to sign the revised letter, engagement letter from Gertie, Corte, and Chipwood.
They're basically just adding an audit of that.
Yeah, I think it was close to $2 million is what we did, yeah.
So the total
The original audit was
27.3, and now it's
27,300.
27.3.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'd make a motion to authorize the board president to sign the revised letter of understanding for the September 30th, 2024 audit with Gertie Chipwood. Second.
Have a motion and a second to authorize the board president to sign the revised letter of understanding for the September 30th, 2024 audit with Girding, Cordy, and Chitwood. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
thank you. Not much there unless you guys have any questions.
They can pay their bill by text message.
We do, yeah. I tested that out. It's pretty simple. I think they have to set it up through their portal, pay portal, but then they just shoot them a text, let them know here's your bill amount, and you just text pay and then pay it out whatever account you set up through the portal. Pretty slick.
Anything else for Tony? Jim, good morning.
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 Been dealing with a few mouse problems, they're finding warm places to hide, now it's getting colder. Kramer's plowing crew is back in town, they've been working south of Multibend, and other than that, that's about all that's new. Happy to answer any questions if you got them.
Last meeting, the hole saw incident we talked about, what was that? And I know I sent a thing to Jeff about a knockout tool, but were they going through metal?
Yeah, it was one of those node cabinets, the aluminum metal, sheet metal.
Would a knockout tool have worked rather than the hole saw?
I think it was probably like a 2-inch hole, so probably could work.
I mean, we wanted to spend the money to buy a knockout tool.
Usually if you're doing anything over really 1 inch, inch and a quarter, knockout's the way to go. I mean,
Oh, okay.
after that, you just cut such a big hole. It's gonna...
Knockout's not gonna work, or?
No, knockout
Anything else for Jim? Thank you, Jim. Eric, good morning.
Morning. Not much to add, to what I have in the packet. The plant did handle all the rain we got last week and over the weekend well, so that was good. Other than that, happy to answer any questions.
UV systems down,
Yep,
demos.
started, going into the demo process of that, cleaning it up and start demoing on that.
They received any pieces of that yet?
We have not.
I assume it's gonna ship complete.
I think they were talking they wanted to do the concrete by January, so when we do get everything in, we can just go right in with it.
It's
So
one
have our demo
long
done
lead
by
time
January.
item.
Actuators,
Yeah.
those are still, it's gonna be close, but I think they've got some plans. We had a meeting last week and I talked through that, and we got the, submittals back, last week. I think we finished the final review on those and sent those back yesterday, I think, so. And that was a lot, that was on the electrical. And then when they were here, they had a couple of contractors with them that went down there and measured and looked at some stuff.
So as far as we know, at this point, the actuators are still, they're on track.
That's still the issue, and I think they talked about, I don't remember exactly, they had some kind of solution if we needed to manually adjust them or
Yeah.
something. I don't remember what that was, but, it's definitely on the radar.
Anything more for Eric? Travis, good morning.
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 Not a whole lot to add other than what's in the packet, but be happy to answer any question if you had any.
Take a lot of lightning strikes out there, don't you?
Yes. Quite a few, unfortunately.
So was the overtime due to the water tower being out of service?
Part of it, and just the water usage has been way up,
Okay.
and everything, still. A lot of times, by this time of the year, we're down to maybe a 10-hour shift, and now we're still, well, right now, we're still working 2 10-hour shifts
Oh, really?
just to maintain water levels, so.
Anything more for Travis? Thank you, Travis. Jared, good morning.
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 Do have an action item, it's the memorandum you have there. We did open bids on the auto side baler yesterday, and they kind of rained all over the place. In some discussion with companies after we sent out the bid spec, I've learned that the single ram baler we've been looking at is maybe not best for our application. So I wanted to take a look at that a little closer and make sure we're getting exactly what we need for our process and what's gonna work best for us. So my recommendation would be a motion to reject all bids and, you rebid.
And there's a match with this, isn't there?
It was a 64.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there a deadline on that? We need to.
There is, it's December 25, and we can extend that.
Okay.
We got a little time, yeah.
You know, I guess, get what you need, you know, if this isn't gonna meet it, then.
Had several people tell me what we're trying to do and what we expect we're not gonna be happy with, so I wanted to make sure we're getting what we need.
And they're also telling you that it may be a little less expensive.
They're saying around the same, could be a little less.
Okay.
I make a motion to reject all bids received and rebid.
Second?
Have a motion and a second to reject all bids received and rebid. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
I get, did have another big call with Ethos yesterday afternoon. Things seem to be moving along well. They're, right on schedule with the rotor assembly. Did get us several pictures of the rotor yesterday. I was gonna have Jack forward those to you guys. But they seem to be moving well. So,
Still on the same timeline?
as of right now, yep,
Same project manager.
same project manager. Yep. He's, been really good so far.
What's his name?
Josh,
We said thanks.
Megan, good morning.
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 Regarding our health benefits open enrollment period that's upcoming, I'm still optimistic. We'll be ready to open that on the 22nd of this month. And we are accepting applications for entry-level position and underground facilities. Other than that, I won't add anything, but I'll be happy to answer questions.
That's my fault. I asked you last meeting about no vacancies.
It's my fault I wasn't
I'm
fast
sorry.
enough shushing you.
Anything more for Megan?
We're gonna get a copy of the rest policy sometime pretty soon.
I'm hopeful that will be very soon.
Okay.
He's waiting on me.
I get it.
He does have a lot going on, so.
Thank you.
Deer running.
Thank you, Megan.
Thank you.
Jeff, good morning.
Morning, gentlemen. We have one action item this morning. MSDC representative, if you gentlemen would like me to continue that effort, I would be more than happy to.
Are you enjoying that position?
It's getting busy too. There's a lot going on. You know, we've finally got somebody hired, and I think everything's going really well there. I'd like to continue and see some of that to the end. I think it would be.
I'm sure they appreciate having you there too, for what you can bring to the table. So I'd make a motion to appoint Jeff Bergstrom to represent MMU on the MSDC board effective January 1, 2025.
Second. I think that's great as long as it doesn't create additional stress that you don't need right now.
Oh, I'm good.
Okay,
I like being busy.
okay.
And I appreciate you keeping us informed on the things that go on there.
Yeah.
So we have a motion and a second to appoint Jeff Bergstrom to represent MMU on the MSDC board effective January the 1st, 2025. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you. I do have a little bullet point on DNR and Burns on our grant reimbursement. Tony, you want to go ahead and tell them the good news on that?
Yeah, we had $1.3 million at the account this morning, so we're in a good spot right now.
And what some of the issues we're working through, DNR with his procurement. When we started the project, we weren't anticipating grant funding. The cart came before the horse, so to speak. And so it's just making it a little harder to work through on some of the procurement stuff. Burns is continuing to work on that, but we went ahead and wanted to get reimbursed for what had been certified, and because I think we got a truck coming and some other things. So we'll continue to work with them to get. We still have about 1.5 outstanding, but this should help for the short term and kind of get us through some of the stuff we've got going on. This will allow us to order. I think as part of this, we're going to have approximately $425,000 of materials, water main materials. We weren't able to buy that because we didn't have any money. Now Grant can purchase that, and we can send that invoice in and get reimbursed directly for that. So, but things are looking up there, and I know it's a relief to staff. Yeah, it's been pretty tough. But we'll continue to make sure we're staying on top of that.
1.5 outstanding.
Somewhere in that neighborhood, it's 3.9. It was 3.9 something total was our total grant award. And it's 90-10, and we met our match. We used we met our match, so everything we have is we use the OSP phase 1 and phase 2 of the North Street Pump Station project. That met our match, so we've met our match. Everything we can submit now is 100% reimbursement. They did call me yesterday. There's typically your 5% retainage. If we can get that, I think once the water tower's done, we're getting close to having that finished. So they may go ahead and pay us some of that. We'll kind of see how that all times out. But yeah, I think we're getting all the boxes checked and kind of know where we need to be. facilities, I think, you know, I brought that up, we've got a couple requests for facilities that would exceed the 100 kW net metering requirements and qualify as a purple facility. There's some other pool members that are running into that as well, so hopefully we'll get I think we've got a meeting set up next month to kind of get started on that, and maybe find a solution at the pool level. And they've also, we're actually going to invite all the pools, MPEP and SwimPEP as well, because, you know, we're all seeing the same thing. So hopefully we'll get some movement going there. I think several of you were there last week. The city council did hold that special session to get that site control criteria completed for the Marshall Generation Project. I did receive a draft of the final plat. They're going to replat that lot yesterday, so trying to set up a meeting with JD and Elizabeth where we can kind of review that and work out, because some of those streets are going to have to be vacated. It's not just a simple replat, and see how they want to move forward with those vacancies. That'll have to go to council and some of that stuff. So continuing to work on that.
But they did they approved the rezoning.
They approved the rezoning at
Okay.
Tuesday night's planning and zoning meeting. That will have to go for public comment.
Yep.
I think the next P&Z meeting's December 5th. I'd have to look to follow up after that. So that's in process. Planning and zoning, it was unanimous. I think the feedback from them was that this is going to be great for Marshall and a good project. So yeah, everything's kind of heading that direction. So be happy to answer any questions if you have any. Hometown Grid, have you guys gotten any feedback on that yet? Anybody? Really haven't had any big events. I know, I think we're probably the first customer that's used the internet. I think most of the customers before were powered. I know IT staff's kind of been working back and forth with them to get some of the language on the AI responses a little closer to what we think might help the customers. So there is a chance they could discount it even more. I think, say 10 members are trying, 14 others. But some of those other members, I don't know that they've gone live yet. I think us and 3 others are the only ones that are using it live. Others are just kind of looking at it. I think it's going to be a good thing. Once we have a little more time to kind of look at it. Really don't want an outage to
Find
tell us
out.
that, but right. But I think if we do, it'll certainly be better for our customers. They'll get a response versus a, you know, dial or, you know, busy signal. I think that's, as a customer, I like to know that they've got my message, they know about me, and a busy signal doesn't provide that. So I think this is going to be good for our customers. But yeah, if you hear any comments, be sure to pass them on.
Anything else for Jeff? All right. Next is cash disbursements. Like the biggies, the purchase power, 909,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Motion to pay the bills?
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve cash disbursements as presented. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Other business, I just want to mention, I did have one customer call about their water, and Grant and I talked about it, and they'd been on vacation, they'd been away for a while, and then they came back, and, you know, it was really strong chemical, and Grant and I talked about it, probably attributed to the free chlorine, the conversion, and and I got back with him and shared, I think it was November the 19th. Yeah. So I'll follow up with him on the 19th and, see if things have gotten better, improved, so.
I've noticed it at my house too, and,
Have you?
yeah, and I knew immediately what it was, so, but yeah, a lot of people don't know when we're doing the conversion and the flushing.
Yeah,
It'll get your attention.
yeah.
It doesn't taste as good as it used to, but it'll be back, part of the process.
And when we go back, once we see it, the chloramines in the reservoir, get ready for rechlorine, we'll flush the trunk lines, to get it through the system a little quicker.
Any other? Okay. The next board meeting is Wednesday, November 27th. And it's a Wednesday before Thanksgiving. And we're good. Okay. You bringing turkey or gravy?
I'll bring whatever we need.
Okay. Do we need an executive session to talk about any of these?
That's up to you gentlemen, I don't,
Don't need any?
Yeah, I got one thing I'd like to talk about that.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
talk about the last one.
Okay. All right. So,
Motion to adjourn. That would be for legal.
yeah. And
Yeah,
will
what's
we
the-
adjourn first? Or-
Now you go into executive.
go into exec.
I move we recess to go into executive session for real estate, legal reason.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to go into executive session for
Ken Bryant, yes.
Steve Mills, yes.
Where'd you go, yeah?
Chuck Hines, yes.